there's definitely... I heard something get shot down here. And there's still a couple of drones coming in. And let's deal with that guy and then deal with this guy. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Empyrion Reforged Eden. I'm 7foot Dust Bunny, and today we're going to be starting off with a little tour of the new base. Now, ultimately, you may see there is a few minor repairs here and texturing all specifically on the outside and some on the inside still to do. But much work has gone on, as you will see. The base is now a lot more structurally sound. Got a little bit to do down here, which I forgot. We also have, if I run around the outside here, aside from my short supply of oxygen, which I've just noticed is getting chewed up rather quickly. Can we please have a... some oxygen would be nice. Let's just go over here and we can grab some oxygen from the thing before I die hideously. Yes, we'll take a few of those. Thank you. And we can just chug on a few of those as we walk around. So we have quite an array of solar panels over here, which may in fact get extended further. But yes, this array of solar panels is aiming pretty much gets most of the sun all day long, enough to keep things well charged. At the moment, in terms of base power, the batteries, of which I've got multiple, I think 4 in total, are charged at 36%, so we're basically running without fuel at present. As you see, this is the original back end here. That is still there, with a couple of guns added here, just so when we get base attacks, they're slightly less likely to be able to drill in through the bottom here. You'll be able to see I've even closed up the side here completely. And, ooh, I'm missing a couple of bits there, I've just noticed, which I'll have to add in. We have had to go up to a, he says, tier, what is it, tier something CPU. Well, we've got one CPU extender on here, so just basic. We actually have a garden. Ah, crap. I was trying to avoid that, because actually going into that tanks your food a bit. And we have a few cheeseburgers available to us, a few hard-boiled eggs, and things like that, which should actually give us plenty to eat. We still have to fill out these grow plots right here, but other than that, we're beginning to build up our supplies here. Some of these are relatively newly planted, so we're still sort of picking them. But I've got these grow plots full, and I will be extending out to these grow plots. As you'll see, we have some cargo extension storage now. We have input and output available to us on both sides because I was running out of storage. And up here, though we haven't textured up here yet completely, we have what will become the living area and probably a hospital, and I need to make one more elevator block because this gives us access to the top. As you can see, we now have some gun turrets up here, which actually have been really helpful in terms of just defending the base attacks. In all honesty, I should have done this a lot earlier. It's made dealing with the base attacks 1,000 times easier. Most of the times the bombers don't even get to drop a bomb, but occasionally they manage to drop one bomb. But these guys pretty much take down anything before they do too much damage. This whole base is now airtight, so we have oxygen while we're in here, so that's also excellent news. And here we now have an airtight landing bay. Now, it's not the prettiest on the outside if I just come over and open things up. There is no real way to make this prettier. I need to do a bit of texturing here, but you know, it makes it easy to fly in and out and then close things up again. Here we have where we had the constructors before, the sort of legacy containers and armor locker and things. This will become basically a bit of a utility zone. And yeah, base is now basically complete for the most part, which is gonna basically take a lot of the pressure off to survive. Now, while I've been doing this, I have also done a couple of other things to survive, because as you will notice, O2 is not super abundant at the moment. You'll notice we'll be topping this. Oh no, that was base O2, damn it. But we do have limited supplies of oxygen even here. And oxygen is actually one of the things that is running rather low. And to that end, for a while now, over here I've had H2 and O2 generators running, which are just over in Polaris territory, which I do want to pop in on the Polaris traders, which you might do just to see if they have any sprouts I could use, and also whether there's anything worth buying from them. So here we go. Here there is a small wet crater, for want of a better description, where we have a couple of oxygen extractors, which, yes, that is going to be plenty. That's more oxygen than I've seen for a long time. So let's grab that. And we haven't even used the first one of these yet. And that's 56 oxygen. That's quite a bit. And the hydrogen bottles, less important, but those will be good for building up some energy for a CV. I have been out and collected some promethium. One little thing I would like to note, and I don't know if this is a bug or if this is something odd, maybe someone in the comments will know. An oxygen extractor, here it says energy required 15 watts. Hydrogen extractor, energy required 7 watts, which is obviously less than half of 15 watts. However, you put the same amount of energy in each, and they're lasting for almost exactly the same amount of time. If they use different wattage rates, I would expect that to be different. Just a little side note. Anyway, I haven't popped into this agri station before. I mean, obviously there is some things like vegetables and stuff like that we can pick here. There are various spots like this around the planet, but we shouldn't need to get too much of that now as our garden is underway. However, the actual Polaris base here, I mean, obviously they'll be unfriendly if we start opening containers, but I'm hoping they might have something for sale. I mean, obviously they've got quite a bit of fruit, but maybe you have something for sale here. Welcome to Grocer's Grove. We supply only the freshest produce. We're responsible for provisioning the colonies, starships, and everyday consumers like you. I'm here to shop, yes. So what do you sell? Anything? I mean, actually, milk wouldn't be bad, because I can make, I haven't got a lot of milk, and I can make cheese with that for my cheeseburgers. Everything else is fairly not really required. So let's take about 20 milk just for now, and I will put that directly into the fridge, because that will actually just keep things going. So there's core there, I don't see anyone else selling anything around here. Apparently not. I'm assuming this is outside. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this station by the looks of it. Hoping for something more, hoping for something that sold perhaps buds or something like that for making ration packs. I haven't even checked if ration packs are made the same in RE as they are in vanilla. But still, we've now been over here, grabbed that. The next mission, and particularly this episode, our mission will be to really start gathering the bits together for a CV and seeing what we can come up with. Okay, so I took that oxygen back to the base, and that's actually boosted the base up to pretty much 50% full, and the base does have quite a lot of oxygen tanks, so that's quite a bit of oxygen available for us. I also filled the short hop up while I was there and filled up my own tanks, so we're feeling a lot healthier on oxygen. In fact, all the bars are looking a lot better than they've been for quite some time. However, we now have to have a look at this ship, which actually, it looks like, oh hello, I could have been looting a while ago for oxygen by the scenes of it. I didn't think of this when oxygen was getting a little bit tight. There's a bit of extra oxygen there. There's a bit of extra ammo there as well. Few things like computers, normal drop-down simulator stuff. So with drop-down simulator completed, the other thing we want to look at is thrusters. There's a small, a medium. I think I'm only really interested in mediums. So I'm just going to highlight up the one medium we've got here. I'm going to see if they've got anything else that's particularly worth worrying about. Fuel tanks. Did we have a lot in the fuel tanks? Not much, but I'll take it. Anything I can get is better than nothing. And generator wise, probably do with the generator, but it doesn't appear to. There doesn't appear to be anything. Hangar door, me. Hydroponics. So I'm going to put this lamp down. I don't need the hydroponic lamp, and I can very easily make more. However, what I'm particularly interested in is if there are any actual grow plots there, because grow plots seem to take more to make than in the base game, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So if I can salvage some, that wouldn't hurt either. So we'll be going around and having a look for that. But only one medium thruster is a bit disappointing, and that kind of sucks. Now, if I remember rightly, the hydroponic lamps yet are over here. So while I could very easily grab the hydroponic lamps, all I'm really interested in is if there are... Ooh, that was a bit funky. If there are any grow plots here. Which is going to take a bit of drilling out, so leave it to me. Okay, so after picking around that vessel, we were left with, I would say, probably a rather disappointing haul. We got just one grow plot. I grabbed the oxygen container and a large constructor, because why not? Ammo box might come in handy, armor locker, a couple of bits like that, fuel tanks. Obviously these things are things that come in handy when building a CV, because I can use them for both. And one medium thruster. All in all, a little bit disappointing, but that's about all I'm really interested in from here in terms of blocks. I mean, if I can make the blocks, really, I don't need to steal blocks. We have materials for things like that. There's small wreckages. I haven't really come across anything else on this planet other than, you know, a few bits like that here and there. I haven't come across anything particularly exciting. I mean, there's a helix over here, and I think I've visited one of the helixes here. I will double check those helixes as I'm over in this direction anyway. But I think we're going to be going back to Alpha 1 to see if we can pick up that warp drive. I hope I've got enough space for it. I'm not sure I have. I don't remember how much space a warp drive takes, though I could probably build a warp drive now. Let's have a look. Does it tell you how much space it takes? Volume 4,800. Okay, that's fine. We can take that warp drive then. Okay, so we're over by the helix nearby this colonist outpost, which I did check out, but I've basically not kept it because it's not got a lot of excitement in it. There's only a few basic bits in here, nothing amazing either. Nothing too much to get excited about. Anyway, so that was that helix done. It did occur to me that if I could find it, I could try and take out the patrol vessel, because I don't think that's a particularly difficult patrol vessel to take out, but I'm not sure if I can take the parts off it. I don't know if it'll despawn if I core it or something like that, because yeah, they have a tendency to despawn these days. So I don't know whether I could take the parts and build it or whatever. Okay, I was just about to head off to the base, and we've just come under attack, and I think they actually did get a hit in, which is a little bit upsetting. Didn't see where they got a hit in, if they did get a hit in. There's definitely, I heard something get shot down here, and there's still a couple of drones coming in. And let's deal with that guy and then deal with this guy. There we go, successfully fended off that base attack. But there was definitely a closer bombing run here or something, because I'm fairly sure I heard a bomb drop, but I don't see a bomber anywhere. Oh no, there it is, heavy bomber. So he probably came in from that direction and managed to fly over the top. So that's going to be one of my biggest issues, is going to be occasionally these heavy bombers get through. The light bombers don't, but the heavy bombers do. They don't completely go down. And then, as you can see by the damaged blocks here and there, we do get a bit of light damage. Nothing super terrible. I mean, it's fairly superficial damage that's relatively easy to heal up with the older multi-tool. But you know, it will gradually wear its way through, and I have had, or I did at one point have a direct hit put a hole straight through. Now I don't know if that was because of the structural weakness that already existed, and obviously I've shored that up a lot now. So if you actually look at the base as a whole in structural mode, it's a lot more green, a lot more stable than it was. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But then we're going to go off to Alpha and pick up that warp drive, I think. Okay, so just before we head off, I'll go back into this mode. Yes, I know it's incredibly dark for now, but I'll just quickly turn on the debug mode and show you the structural integrity now of the base. You'll see that, okay, the red points are here and here. Everything else is pretty good. There's generally very little to worry about. A couple of weak spots here and here. Nothing too bad. Everything up here is pretty strong. and up under here is pretty good. So much better than it was, but not perfect. I wouldn't mind those being a little bit stronger. I imagine if they get hit, I think structural integrity does play a part. Anyway, we'll head back off to Alpha 1 and see if we can find ourselves any more parts on that planet. We definitely know there's a warp core there. We'll see if there's more we can get. So I can't remember if last time we checked out Moon 1. I'm gonna have a brief look on there to see if there is anything. The CV warp drive is... Sorry, this is Moon. The CV warp drive is on Moon 1. So that will be where we're going to pick that one up. But I will just quickly have a look around here. See if there's anything. We've definitely had a look around here. Crashed Sectorian Side Tracker. Alien Outpost. Those alien outposts were really quite rough, weren't they? So we'll just have to have a quick look around and see whether or not there's anything here. We haven't scanned this whole planet, I see. So yeah, I'm gonna have a poke around here. I'll go over to that crashed side tracker and just have a look at that to see if there's anything there. I don't remember if I looked at it before. Wow, the side tracker is extremely buried, which might be why I was a little bit cautious of it before. It does appear that we seem to be okay on the drone front. So it does have a couple of medium thrusters, which would be worth taking. I doubt we can fit all of these thrusters and that warp drive. Does also have a couple of cannon turrets and has a warp drive of its own. So that's kind of useful. So I'd have to see how much we can actually have here. I'm a little bit concerned about those drones. So the cannon turret's easy to lay our hands on. The warp drive, maybe not so much. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see if, as there's a couple of warp drives kicking around, show me where this warp drive is. The warp drive is 9 meters below us. So if I go down here, there's an oxygen tank, which can give us a bunch of oxygen, and preferably if I actually, let's bond to this. I know I'm going to the ammo container for now. I just need to change that before I go to the warp drive, but and grab that oxygen tank, and then we've got to drill our way down. Hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's move and get up. This is why the shield is good. Good. The shield has taken it. Has taken, well, no hits. And we've taken the drone down. So that is some good news right there. Right, back to scavenging. Oh, or not. What about that one? That one looks like he's coming in as well. So let's go and pick him off a second. There we go. Let's pick that one off. I don't think there's many others around. I think that's the two that were sort of flying by to cross our paths at that point. But this is one of the good reasons for having even just light shields and a gun turret on top. Because the gun turret on top just also acts as an early warning device for when things are getting a bit too close, you know. Okay, so we'll drop you back down and we'll get back in for that warp drive, which should need just a little bit of digging out. Come on, warp drive, where are you? I mean, this laser drill, I swear, is a damn sight slower than it is in vanilla. Okay, so what's that, by the way? That's a large oxygen tank, and then we've got some fuel tanks here as well. Wonder how much of this we can grab. Probably not a vast amount. I'm going to link to the harvest controller a second, because that's the larger container and should be able to house the warp drive. So let's see what we can get. Come on, warp drive. Pentaxid tank wouldn't hurt too if we could find one. Right. So that's taken up most of that. Let's grab any of these we can carry. Okay. So, ooh. Definitely filling up though. So thrusters, and I mean, gun turret would be great. There's a couple of those, but I think those are too big for us right now, as in we can't fit them in our actual storage container. Right, slope thruster has to be down here underneath. So I mean, now there's two sort of schools of thought here. I am scavenging a bunch of these thrusters, and I do have neodymium and stuff. I could probably make a bunch of thrusters. The question is, can I make enough thrusters? Really? I can't pick that up? Damn. Okay. You've got a cargo controller, so maybe I can link to that and we can see how big you are. Let's grab those bits while we're at it and let's pick that up. So what sort of volume are we talking? 1600? I can't fit 1600? I thought I had 1600's worth of space. I have it there. That makes that very full. Anything else? I mean, computers are always useful and things like that, that they go a reasonable way. But no, I don't have 1600 to spare. Large fridge. I'm actually going to take that because I could do with some spoiled food. And it weighs next to nothing. Okay. Oh, hello. We've got another drone coming in here. That's our cue to move. We're getting fairly heavy though. Oh, we got two drones here. Hello, drones. Alright, let's get rid of these two drones. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be able to carry many thrusters, and dang are we heavy right now. So I am very tempted to make the run back anyway, as is, and then come back and get the other thrusters, and then we'll go to the other moon and perhaps look at a couple of thrusters there. I've been umming and ahhing whether to go big with this CV or not, because there's a thought of a CV I've been working on for RE, but I think it might be, let's just say it might be unattainable for me for right now. I'll have to have a look at that and decide. But let's me ship some of this stuff back and then we'll go and have a look for some other wrecks. My goodness, there are quite a lot of drones down there now. All over this trader base. Not that the trader base seems to be shooting back, but there are drones here everywhere. I mean, these people might have something interesting to sell, I guess. And this should be where the CV core is, or where the CV warp drive we'd seen previously was. He says, not seeing it at all, which is really helpful. I mean, I did change the name of it, but have a slight confession to make. I've been back to the other planet and got the other thrusters from that other ship. Now, while I was doing so, I had an encounter with an alien base as I came down in a bit of a funky spot. And I thought the alien base might be something we could have a go at. But it did not actually work out that way at all. And it actually shot me quite a lot. My shields went down and it wiped the side of my ship off. Which I then got repaired at the colonist way station on the way back. But unfortunately, the whole time I had record turned off because I'd switched record off thinking I was going to save some drive space while I was going back and forth, and forgot to turn it back on again. So yeah, I'm a bit of a knobhead, and because of that, you probably missed out on, well, one of the most exciting things that happened this episode. Because yeah, this side of the ship had a really quite large hole in it. I was kind of crapping myself that I had lost the warp drive, but was lucky enough not to have. Right, that's Frontier Hub. Pentacorp Station. Oh, this is one we've been to. I don't think they really sold much, did they? Much of use, really. That's a bit of a shame. Right, let's get rid of this guy. But yeah, it was quite close thing. I managed to we were coming up. I was trying to get close to it and see if it was going to actually hurt my shields, and then it wiped my shields out in seconds, and before I got away it took the side off the vessel. But as I say, sadly no one got to see that, and now the CV's disappeared. This I'm not entirely shocked by, because the CV I had put the salvage core on before had actually disappeared as I was leaving the area as well, but it was still there. That just means I'm probably going to end up having to fly around here and try and find the bloody CV again. Alternatively, I have realised there is another option, because I found it was on Moon 1 by doing that and going on the registrar. So if I do it there, we should be able to find it right over here, and that way it will show up. Oh, it's just a little basic drone. That's fun. I haven't seen a basic drone for a little while. Oh, that's a big mean drone. But we'll move away from now. Polaris Thermal Interactions. Polaris Pentaxid Refinery. Thermal interactions. I wonder what the hell thermal interactions do, or what they mean by that. So this one is once again protected by a drone, and is actually a very similar build, I think, to the one we've just been looting. So we'll have a look what it's got. Come on, come on. On the other planet, I did actually look at the satellite wreck that was there as well, and we managed to pick up a couple of concrete grow plots. Nothing more than a couple of concrete ones, though. Those are not useful for CVs, but would be useful for a base. So I was thinking I could drop them in my base, and that would be useful. And really, There's another bloody drone there. I wonder if I can shoot it with this gun. I'm not sure if I'm actually hitting it or not, to be honest. That thing is chewing through my bullets. I must have range on it from here though. Yeah, I got it. That was kind of fun. So yeah, I went around and I took the extra thrusters. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 medium thrusters now back at base. I mean, ideally I want more than that, but I was saying that I had plenty of pentaxid. See, look, there's another whole warp drive here. Again, fairly basic stuff here. Flux core is always good. Everything else fairly standard, but those are good for computers, those are good for the cobalt. Those I have no idea what they're good for, but I'm going to take them anyway. And this one, do we have any? Oh, you have a detector. The detector I'm going to take. And how many other thrusters do you have? Just 2. Can I carry those other 2 thrusters if they're not too difficult to get at? Because one of the other ones I left behind because it was meters underground. And by meters I mean many meters. So this one I'm pretty sure is just underneath this one, yeah. So that's fine. We can grab that one like so. And this I'm just going to trash because it's basically pointless. The cannon turrets, again, I can come back for them if I really need them. There's a medium thruster here. I should be able to get that one in as well. So this one should fit in my current inventory. Which brings us up to 6 or 7 back at base. And the other thing I would very much like, which the other one didn't have, is a detector. I mean, again, I don't know why I'm feeling the need to salvage all this. I do feel like I'm stuck in the land of Star Salvage in my head. But you know, why not? It's free. It's all free when you do it like this. It's like these. I'd very much like to salvage these because I'm not sure I can actually make many of these at the moment. Okay, we'll take the ventilator. I don't know why I'm worried about taking the ventilator. But yeah, I don't think I can fit the cannon turret in. I don't think it's going to fit. But there we go. And that is basically it for now. For this one. And maybe we'll come back to it later on. One other thing I want to do while I'm here is I did notice when I went to the other way station to get my ship repaired was that I can hand in this undelivered cargo and make a few bob. So I'm going to try and do that because I have no idea what that does or what I get in return for it, and I'd like to know whether or not they're particularly worth it. So I'm going to go over to the colonist way station, which is in this sector, which is a bit of a way away, I believe. Yeah, it's over this way somewhere. Oh, over that way. Bit more. Better. Kind of in front of me, kind of straight down. But I'm going to go over there and see if I can't make friends with the colonists and actually drop this off. Okay, so we're approaching the way station now. We should be able to just get ourselves up and land. If I was the right way up, which I now am. And yeah, for me this all seems very familiar because I was at one of these not so long ago, just repairing the crap out of my ship. But yeah, I'm kind of gutted that I missed it, in all honesty. I really forgot that I had recording off, so I can only apologise. But now we get to go and find out at the gin station what this does. Okay, yes we know, blah blah blah. So, missing cargo. While the Galactic Freight Services deliver millions of packages, our customers come across the galaxy and every cycle inevitable. The package may slip between the cracks. Yes, right, I found this one intended for a Polaris habitat. Thank you for filing and retrieving one of our lost packages. Polaris Megacorp would like to remind you that theft or opening of company property will be punished under Galactic Law. You have been awarded 25 skill points. Oh nice. 1,000 credits, 1,000 reputation points with Polaris. Oh, that's nice. Okay, these are useful. Not just the money cards, but rep. Okay, this is interesting. Because that means, like, if we had another one of those, we would actually manage to be friendly with the Polaris. So that's definitely worth looking at in the future. So I don't believe any of these people sell anything useful to me. Not really. And that guy's just food and bits. So yeah, okay. So lost packages, future lost packages, we definitely keep our eye out for because they definitely have some value. I will head back to base and I think I'm going to call it for this episode, which I know will mean it is a slightly shorter episode, partially due to the lost recording, my apologies. But I think next time we'll be actually building a CV. So I think that's where we're going to go with that for next time. So I will say thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as always. And join us again next time when we'll actually finally start putting together a CV. Thanks a lot.